Oh, no. He's got a rocket launcher? It looked like he had a rocket
Hell
launcher?
yeah, dude.
What's happening, guys? It is another bonus Quarantine Monday episode, and I believe we have this is the most that we've ever had a guest on the show, just a recurring guest for sure.
Oh, shit. What an honor.
Sal Calanni making his fourth appearance on Pass the Gravy. You previously could have heard him on episodes 24, 34, and 175. You were also the first road show we ever did because we went out to Austin to see you there. And that was back like when Pass the Gravy we had 10 people listening to it. So I really appreciated you coming on at that point. Yeah.
I remember the club gave me a hard time about y'all recording in there. Remember that? They're like, what? We do our own podcast. I'm like, I'm not trying to get in a podcast turf war here. Just let the guys record in the damn green room.
Yeah, because you kind of just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Whenever we get there, we can do it.
Care.
And then they were like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, but
I'm not going to be loud.
So what was the second one I did? Because I remember I did one, I called in and then we talked about, we did. We did one on Skype. And then we did another one when I was on the road and we were talking basketball. The finals were going on.
Yeah, I think you were Shang Wang, weren't you? Because he was from Houston too, and you were right with him. And I had like just seen him a couple months before that.
That's right. I started with him up in San Francisco. He's great.
He's a cool dude. He's from Houston, right?
Yeah, he's from Houston. And then he went to the Bay Area for college, I think. And then he started in comedy in SF. And now I think he's in LA. I don't know. It's funny. Everybody just kind of disappears after a while.
Well, like I feel like Cali comics are like you were up San Francisco, weren't you?
Yeah, that's where I came up.
You were in San Francisco. But I knew you were a Cleveland dude for sure because you're diehard Cavs fan.
I let them know.
How are you still a LeBron guy now? Like he got you the ship. Now you gotta be ride or die at this point.
Yep. And I'm kind of bummed because I think he would have got another one this year. I mean, we'll see. They're gonna maybe bring back the season, but I think he was definitely on pace to get another one.
You think he's gonna get one with the Lakers this year if they do finish it out? Like they're the runaway favorites.
I'm hoping
right?
they were gelling at the time, but anything can happen now. Everything changed, you know.
I mean, James Harden's been working out.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. The only one they got to worry about is the Clippers.
Yeah, really, dude. That's what I hate about
it out over there.
I love the Rockets so much, but like it's just like I know we're gonna probably get third in that conference.
When you guys blew it against the Warriors, when you shot all those fucking threes, that was it, dude. Oh yeah, am I allowed to swear on your podcast? Yeah, you can swear.
Yeah, you sure fucking can.
Okay. So that's when you guys, you had them in game 6 and you missed all those threes and you let them back in the finals. And then we've lost hope with the Rockets ever since.
Well, that was game 7. Game 6 was the Chris Paul injury. We had Chris Paul out and we had that chance to close it out. And then we just shit the bed. We just fucking shit the bed. I remember I went out to a bar and it was raining and they had like satellite TVs. And it was just like, there was a fucking shit storm. And then like the power, like the satellite feed got blocked. So we were like, what the fuck? We can't watch the game. And like everybody just had it on like phones. People were just huddled around and everybody was just mad around the whole bar. So it was a bad night. It was a bad night altogether.
Yeah. Where are they ranked now? I don't even know going in.
I think they were the 5th seed or whatever. They kind of fucked around this season, man. They like before the whole pandemic shut everything down. They were fucking around, but they were sort of kind of getting back into their stride. I like Russ. I just don't think that him and Harden long term is going to work. Like NBA
They're
Jam,
getting old, man. When are they going to
all-time NBA Jam team right there, though. If you think about it, like I would fucking mess with Harden and Russ on NBA Jam. That's a dream team right there.
I mean, they're both guards though. They're both guards, you know.
Right, but like 5-on-5, yeah, probably not the best.
I mean, you don't think AD and LeBron in NBA Jam would not dominate Harden and Westbrook? Westbrook ain't shooting threes.
That's true. Although they kind of jack up those 3-point shots in Jam. They make it a little bit easier.
That's true. Now, if it was arch rivals, I would definitely give it to the big guys, AD and the King. They just knock you guys down and start punching.
That is good. We actually we tried to do like a Pass the Gravy Twitch channel in the beginning of all this, just because I saw people hopping on that. I had no idea like how to do it. We kind of figured it out overnight, and we've downloaded like the old NBA Jam, but like it was like when LeBron was on the Heat So like it was like KD and Russ you could still play with. But my go-to team was still I was the Knicks because you had Melo and Stoudemire, and that was a solid 1-2 punch on NBA Jam too.
Yeah,
You can go
that
up,
was
block all
another
the
one
shots.
that would look good on video game only.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I remember thinking like everybody was like, "Man, the Knicks, maybe this is it. Maybe they figured it out." And then it was quickly found out, no, that was not at all the case.
No, and then they put all their eggs on getting KD and Kyrie, and that didn't happen. And now they're just, who knows?
Those guys, yeah, they fucking suck right now. Or the Cavs didn't make the tournament, did they? They were
close.
They're not as bad as the Warriors, and you fucking hate the Warriors. I know that. So
well, it was funny. We were first and second, so it's such bullshit. It's like now the Warriors are going to get the number 1 pick, or the odds are they get the best pick now because they have the. It's like really, their guys are hurt, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the Cavs got some great guards in Sexton and Garland, but I don't know what. I don't know, bro.
It's a rebuilding
stage. We got a long road to hoe. Yeah, there's been a lot of rebuilding.
You just gotta hope LeBron comes back.
Yeah, again, maybe his son will come back and save it now. I mean, that's it. If it wasn't for LeBron, the Cavs are never even in the conversation. So that's why I give him the. I mean, after he got the championship, everybody still loves him now because, he did something that's never happened in most of our lifetimes in Cleveland, and then. I mean, go ahead, go. And there wasn't any more he could do in Cleveland at that time. Like the team you saw, he carried the team in the 2018 finals. And then, JR being JR and not knowing the score. And then it was just all downhill. So, whatever. But, hey, best finals of all time.
That was a really great finals. That was a really great finals, man.
So good.
So you're a Browns fan as well. What are your thoughts? Do you think the NFL is going to have a season?
That's weird too. I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't even want to try and get excited about it. That's
where I'm going to lose my shit. Like, I was a part owner of the Houston Roughnecks XFL team, not to brag or anything. I was a part owner. And by part owner, I mean season ticket owner. But, so I was pretty bummed when the XFL went away with the pandemic because I was like, you're extreme. Just play through it, Vince. Figure it out. And that was when we didn't realize how serious it was. And then it was like, okay, well, I'm a big hockey guy. Hockey was out. Basketball was out. And, I was like, okay, you know what? I will sacrifice every other sport this year. But don't fuck with my football. Don't fuck with my NFL. Right. Give me that, or else I will go out and I will start rioting and I will start fucking shit up because I will get mad. That is my one thing. Just give me that.
I mean, the NFL is owned by a bunch of old white conservatives, so they're gonna definitely try to get it back.
100%.
But I mean, you don't need fans. I mean, for football, I mean, I always enjoy football more watching it on TV. But yeah, it's gonna be different without a crowd. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. But sports teams, people are getting it. The Texans got it. Both had Dallas Cowboys got it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing. And a team, everyone compares it to like the flu and shit. I'm like, look. Michael Jordan scored 40 points in a finals game with the flu, all right? Friggin' Rudy Gobert got it. In 24 hours, the whole league is shut down.
The NCAA tournament canceled because of him.
Yeah, everything got canceled. It's insane. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for the Browns. Whereas last year, I hated their coach, hated him. I made a video mocking Freddie Kitchens. I thought it would do better, but it's a very local specific humor going after a specific Browns coach. That's not very, but we had the number 1 rusher in Chubb, except they screwed us in the last game, handing the ball off to the Titan. What's his name? Derrick Henry so many times. But Chubb, I mean, the play calling was horrible. I watch every game. Play calling's horrible. Some people shit on Baker. I think Baker, you got to give him one more year. I mean, this dude's 4th coach in his 3rd year of the NFL. I mean,
it's like Alex Smith in the beginning of his career.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Alex Smith, he eventually got replaced. His whole leg. Did you see that picture of his leg?
No, I don't want to even talk about that. I don't even.
But yeah, I still believe in Baker. He's got an arm. He is the number 1 pick. I don't know. Odell and Jarvis both needed surgery in the off season, so they weren't 100%. We got a new coach. I don't know. People forget when it was like Brady and Belichick. That was them for 20 years. Breeze and Peyton,
Yeah.
like that the coach and quarterback, if that relationship is like that for decades,
You got
who's going to
Tomlin
compete with that?
and Roethlisberger over there in Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
and why? I mean, they had a down year last year, but they still almost made the playoffs, and
yeah,
like they're still
without
consistently
Roethlisberger.
there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is interesting, especially when you do see that turnover with coaches. And like now, like the Giants, they had Coughlin
Right.
forever, and they're like, what if we just went out here and started just firing coaches every couple of years?
What's
And then,
with your team hiring all my throwaways,
I
dude?
would like,
They
who the
hired
fuck
Freddie
hires Pat
Kitchens.
Shermer? Who like I was
Yeah.
like, well, he had a great track record, right? No,
Oh,
ever,
he
never.
was, yeah. He was our coach. He was bad, and then you hired Freddie Kitchens. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's like
Freddie
carrying
Kitchens
balls and trying
he's
them
an O
off.
line coach. He's an O line coach.
Oh, they
So,
bumped
but
him
like that's
down
where
a
that's
few.
where like you belong,
He
like
belongs,
Jason
right?
Garrett, he can clap all he wants on the sideline as an OC. Just don't let him control the rest of the team.
Right.
I
It's
think
funny how big of a difference it makes when they
like
get
Wade
a smaller
Phillips.
role again. Yeah, Wade Phillips is a huge point. Exactly.
I mean, and to some extent, Rex Ryan. I really think like Rex Ryan had those good seasons with the Jets, but really, like I think that was a defense that was already kind of built up, and that was his specialty. And you have to have your specialty of whatever you specialize. Like the Browns didn't have the best O line. Freddie Kitchens wasn't necessarily. Not that you can turn around just being an O line coach. It's weird when an O line coach gets the head coaching gig. I know that like there's a lot that goes into that, but it is just like typically you don't think of an O line coach as a head coach.
Well, I think he was a running backs coach first. No, and then he was a quarterbacks coach. He was all of them, because he worked with Carson Palmer in Arizona. But I don't know. He was half a share better than Hugh. Basically, they hated Hugh Jackson, so then they got this guy, but his play calling was atrocious, dude. Atrocious. With so many times, dude. Like, and people forget, like we killed the Ravens in Week 4, like killed them.
I bet on that game, and I was really pissed.
Yeah, and then after that, they won like 6 in a row, and we lost like 5 in a row. It was terrible. So, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully this season.
I just like talking football, man. It's just nice to actually like talk. Like that, it's like, oh, training camp should start next month. Like it's just nice to finally be started.
You're right.
Because that was the weirdest night ever when they shut down. I have my little gambling pad that I write down my bets on, and the night I remember like betting on a couple of games. It was 3/11 was the last day that like the major 4 sports played, and I had the Sharks over the Blackhawks, the Senators over the Kings, and the Knicks and Hawks over. I had those games, but I remember they were like, all right, well, basketball's going to cease after this evening. I was like, wait, what? No, it's not. And then the NCAA tournament was still kind of like conference tournaments were winding down or starting up, and they just like I can't remember what game I was watching, but they just quit it at halftime. They're like, yep, nope, everything's closed. Sorry.
Who's your hockey team?
I lived in like Memphis, Tennessee, and there was no real hockey team, so I just hopped on the Red Wings bandwagon in the 90s when they were good and just never got off.
Interesting. Yeah, I never grew up on hockey. We never had a team in Cleveland. And I've gone a couple Kings games out here. It's pretty cool. But and then I was in Canada last year. And man, they love them Oilers. And it was kind of funny. Like I did a gig in Alberta, and it was Calgary playing Edmonton. And it was like,
big rivalry.
It was a big rivalry, And it was cool to watch. Everybody loves their hockey and their curling. And I saw
curling's tight.
On this TV, dude. Darts. Watching this big fat white dude throw darts. I was like, this is horrible, Canada. Curling's cool though. You're right. Curling's dope.
Have you gotten into any weird sports like during the pandemic? I've gotten really into horse racing just because like the element of gambling that I sort of don't really understand horse racing still, but like it's fun to throw a couple of bucks on races, and it's so like fast that it's like, you're like, okay, cool. That was 2 minutes. Neat.
Yeah.
That and then
so
like
they're doing horse racing, huh?
They are doing that.
Live.
Yeah, they're doing it like Belmont, Churchill Downs, and a couple other places. And then I was a soccer fan. Like I got into soccer a couple years ago, and that the Bundesliga was playing in Germany. So I was like, all right, we're just adopting a random German team, and then I'm gonna watch them. So I was a Red Bull Leipzig fan, and they were good.
Wow.
They were okay. But then the EPL came back, and my EPL team is not very good. West Ham.
Well, living in Hollywood, I had I had the fortune to watch videos of the looting, and that was like the closest thing to live sports to me. Watching people spill out of an Adidas store with blue boxes all over the street, and then you're like, oh, he jukes to the left, he jukes to the right, and then like, oh, he's taken out by a cop in riot gear, and yeah, it was exciting, dude. Live car chases, that's big in LA,
Dude,
and they'll do
LA has
those,
the
and I'll
most
watch
car
them for like an
chases.
hour. All the time. One time I was driving, we're driving back from Santa Monica, and all of a sudden driving, and this like car goes flying by, like with like the lights off and stuff. I'm like, damn! Then all of a sudden the spotlight goes flying over a car, and yeah, dude, he's got, and then all these cop cars go zooming by, and yeah, I got stuck, caught right in the middle of one, like all the time. It's crazy, and it's funny though when you start watching them, they are addicting. It's like the closest thing to live sports right now,
and
yeah,
you root for the bad guy too, right? Like
you do to a point. It's funny. The last one I saw, the guy. So this is a weird thing I didn't know. They usually stay in the same neighborhood. And they just go around in circles, basically in the neighborhood, which is kind of weird. They don't have a plan. Like, look, if you ever get one, dude, go into like a parking garage, all right, and just get parked. To get away from the helicopter, get out, and then hide amongst the crowd if you can. Now's not a good time to steal a car during quarantine.
that's very true.
There's not many people to hide among. All right. But yeah, they stay in the same neighborhood. But the guy, he eventually jumps out. You're waiting for him to jump out. And he was wearing a jersey. He was literally wearing like this big red hockey jersey. So look even more. The dude's running, and then the guys are going, and they're tackling him. And then his dog, he like lands near the fence, and this dog's barking.
Well, the best is when they let the dogs out, and you're like, you have no chance now, man. You have no chance. The dog's gonna murk you.
Yeah. Well, this was like the neighbor's dog, so it was like a little yippy dog.
Oh.
It was insult to injury. But yeah, so no, yeah, that was the sports I've been getting into lately.
Dude, I could watch car chases all day. Man.
Very fun. They are fun.
I wonder, like, if they ever have yeah, you gotta, like, you were right. They never have plans. Like, it's like, oh shit, like, let's just outrun them. Well, let's hope we have enough gas to get wherever, and let's hope that these tires can hold up with these spikes. You really got to have like a getaway car parked. You get out, like you said, use that parking garage idea, go in there, then switch cars, change clothes real fast, get out.
Yeah, because you're not hiding from the helicopter. The helicopter.
Has nobody played Grand Theft Auto? Like, just go to the spray paint thing, change the color of the car, you're good.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand. You figure, I don't know though. I mean, I guess unless we're in that situation, I would love though. Like that's like in Groundhog's Day when he's able to like, oh, he could come back with no repercussions, and he goes on. They have the cops chasing him. I would love to be involved in that. See if I could be a baby driver, you know, and like, can I lose them? But
that's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It's good. I always, when he hides under the red cars and under the thing, that's what you got to do. You got to have 3 under the bridge, and then you switch them up. But
I think we figured it out. It's the other people that don't get it.
We just got to get involved in one and see how well we do.
We'll try a heist.
Can we just do one can we do one where we don't get in trouble though? Can you set that up with the radio station? Sponsor that.
Yeah, and then we'll just like, no, it's a gag. It was a radio gag. You guys get it. It was just we were just messing around.
The cops. Don't you have any cop buddies that could chase?
We do. We do have some cop charities that we've been a part of in the past. So like, I'm sure we could hook up.
Outrun them.
Yeah, we do Monster Jam every year whenever there's not a pandemic, I guess. And like when we did, like we were doing this truck pull, and it was like firefighters against police on one end, and so we had to kind of go wrangle them, and you get them all to meet you at this concourse beforehand, so you can go down at halftime. It's at NRG Stadium, and then they'll pull. Okay. Let's see who can pull the truck the fastest. And every cop that like was there, I was like, "You think you could catch me?" Like, and like I would just sort of act like I was about to take off, and most of them like, yeah, I could probably catch you, man. Like,
see, that would be fun. I'm just trying to bring the community together with the officers. Now's the time.
Yeah, we got to unite the people.
I used to do acting in San Francisco for the SFPD. Would hire me, and they would hire actors to work with people who are in the academy for the, trying to learn to be a cop. And so they would like practice like handcuffing me and arresting me and going through the thing. And I will say it was like a great feeling, like when like get out of the car and you just walk out like what? And I just started saying like the sergeants were older guys and like really lean into this guy. So I started talking shit about his mom and stuff, and just getting in his face. And I remember the guy was like, my mama just died. You know, he's telling us afterwards. I'm like, I'm sorry that the case. And the sergeant's like, that's good because you never know what you're going to face, you know, so you got to give him hell and see if he can keep his cool. But I will say some people you could tell were good at controlling the situation and the other guys are just scared. And when you see that in the training, you can't even imagine in real life. You know what I mean? Like the hell. So you definitely, there are people you can tell shouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Like that McDonald's lady last week. That was like crying. She like ordered McDonald's and they like told her to pull up and wait for her food, and she started just like having like a breakdown that like they were doing something to her food. She was convinced and was like, and just I'm out of here. Just it's like you shouldn't have a gun, lady. Like I don't. Yeah. You shouldn't be dealing with serious altercations. Like you.
Exactly.
Maybe you're having a bad day, but even on today, I wouldn't trust you to handle a situation and de-escalate it.
Take it back a notch.
Yeah. So over the pandemic, have you found any new hobbies or have you gotten anything? I saw you were cooking, but you kind of already cooked on your own. What were you trying to cook?
Yeah, I've been cooking.
Was it dumplings?
I've been cooking. I don't know. Dumplings.
You made something that I like DM'd you and I was like, those look good.
I don't know, Alex. I'm cooking every day, 3 meals a day. Okay, so I can't remember your one lousy little meal. No, it was. I got these vegan cookbooks. Okay, I eat meat, but I got these vegan cookbooks called Thug Kitchen for the holiday, and I started going in them. Now it's funny. The very first recipe I cooked, I added chicken. I added meat to it. I was like, you know what would go good with this vegan recipe? A little meat. But it was good. And but then I started cooking more, and now like probably like 4 out of the 5 out of the 7 days of the week. A lot of times I go veggie, and there's so many different. There's so many different ingredients, and you're learning with the vinegars and the oils and the spices, and then you could add certain dishes to other dishes that you have and meats, and so yeah, man, it's been really cool. I've been cooking. I made like vegetarian enchiladas that are amazing. You make them with sweet potatoes, and you're like, damn. They know what they're doing with the spices. You know, they know how to make it, and yeah, man, I've been cooking my ass off. I don't know. It's easy, you know. I've learned too, like this pandemic, nobody knows how to cook. You go to the damn grocery store, all the like salty ramen noodles are sold out, and all the like people freaking out getting the pre-packaged foods, and I'm like, meanwhile the vegetables are sitting there stocked. There's no problem. So, people are worried about beef. I'm like, I'll be fine. I don't care.
Yeah. If you can live without it, you're better. But it's always nice to have some beef.
No, well, I'll have, like a burger or even a pasta. Or I'm going to maybe make some pancetta pasta tonight, with nice. Pork. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, like, you mix it up. But it's good never to have too much of any one thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I've been getting into, which is really weird? I'm really into wings, okay? And I grew up in Ohio, where Buffalo Wild Wings started. So we knew about it way back before it franchised, and we'd have these little spots, and we'd go, and I love the sauce. So I order the sauce online, and then the recipe in one of these books, cauliflower wings. You make a little simple batter, you put the cauliflower in it, you throw it in the oven like 15 minutes, you shake them into different sauces. You could eat as many as you want. It's not bad for you. It's just cauliflower, but it tastes like goddamn wings. It tastes like the second bite of a wing. So after the crispy skin bite, that second bite with the sauce, and dude, I'm going to tell you, it's really good. Like with wings, I have an air fryer now, which is another awesome invention.
Dude, I got my parents that for Christmas. Great Christmas present. They love the shit out of that, man.
Amazing gift. Wings are great in it, but you can only fit like 12 wings. Cauliflower, I could have like even one cauliflower is like 2 pounds worth. I could get different sauces, dude. I've got like 12 different of the DW sauces. So like, yeah, man, I've been getting into it. It's weird. I didn't think I would, but it is, and you feel better. You really do. You don't feel as lowy sometimes.
I guess it feels like it's lighter in your stomach, I guess.
Yeah. So sometimes when you have too much meat, you could feel it.
Yeah.
You get the meat hiccups.
Mm-hmm, the meat sweats too. Yeah, dude, I was really kind of on an anti-cauliflower thing. I know the keto diet made it cool, like it, but like I was just like, dude, cauliflower, just be yourself, because I know they're substituting it for everything. And like I've had the cauliflower pizza or whatever it was, and I was like, I just don't get that. But I did have cauliflower mac and cheese. I went over to a friend's house and they were on the keto diet and they like had all the non-keto stuff and I didn't even recognize the mac and cheese and I thought it was just regular mac and cheese. Like I can't even tell the difference. So I was like, all right, maybe there is something to this. Maybe there is something to this. So cauliflower, not friends off with necessarily.
It has to be something else because by itself it sucks.
Yeah, it tastes like water.
Soulless broccoli. Yeah, no, it's terrible. But I'm telling you, bro, the wings, you put the wing sauce on it, it tastes like a goddamn wing. Like, and you could just have so many. That's the one thing with veggies. And then, like, I also discovered a vegan ranch because I can't have dairy, right? And ranch would always fuck up my stomach. Dude, I get this vegan ranch, dipping celery and carrots all day, baby. I never get to do that. Like, people throw that away at the wing place. I'm like, I wish I could dip in that ranch. And now I can, so. No problem.
Now you're just living the dream. You're just living the dream, man.
Yeah, it's I love cauliflower wings. It's funny. Every time I go to the grocery store now, I'm getting a big head of cauliflower. And it's stressful, the grocery stores, though, man. I hate going here. And it's just like, I'm always in the mess. Some people overdo it, though, bro. I saw a guy, he's walking down in a hazmat suit. Walking the grocery store. I'm like, the fuck, were you shopping for ET in aisle 6? Get the hell out of here, man. So, some people take it overboard and some people don't do it right. This guy was trying to get my cauliflower the other day and I felt someone over my shoulder and I look and this guy is right there in my space and his mask is hanging like this. I'm like around his chin. And I'm like, what the hell's the point, dude? Why are you wearing it like Abraham Lincoln beard?
Yeah, so, but like in Texas, we've had the issue where just don't tell me what to do with my body. And we just had like another mask ordinance where it's like businesses have to require you to wear masks now. So that's helped. But like I always have the little like face cover. We got the pasta gravy ones now. But we just throw the face cover on. Nice. I like these because they're just always around your neck. It's easy to just pop them up. You don't forget them. And
I have a mask that goes like that, and you just.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But like,
strap up.
I just don't understand. I don't want to get political on it, but I just don't understand why people are like, well, it doesn't help you. It's like it doesn't necessarily help you, but it helps you not spread it. So why would you? Right. You're saying fuck you to everybody else if you don't wear it, basically. If you ask
everybody, everyone's so American. They're all about doing what they can for the country, but they can't do the simplest thing and wear a goddamn mask. Like, come on, man, it's not that hard, And when did science become a political thing? That's what I need. I got a degree
political
in
science, I guess.
And, yeah. People come in. I'm going to tell you what to do. Now they're saying masks can hurt you. It's like. Idiots, dude. I'm sick of idiots. And I'm going to tell you now, we'll get political. I'm blaming this on the internet. The internet let idiots know that there's other idiots out there like them. And then they could have their idiot media or whatever. They tell each other, hey, look, we all agree. This is what it is. But it's, you know what I mean? You're able to find like-minded people with the internet. And now it's craziness, bro. Anyone could have a fake article about anything. So now real news doesn't even get counted as real. People are like, that's fake.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, like I'll post memes and stuff, and now like Facebook's trying, like, because Facebook got shit from 2016 for like fake news getting spread around or everything and trying to influence in the election. And personally, like, I believe like influence in the election isn't like, it could have been favored towards anybody, just do the research. I don't let Facebook influence me in an election because I do my fucking research. Most people should just look it up. I don't think most people do, but it's just like, that's not necessarily anybody's fault specifically, except for the idiots that didn't do their fact checking. But like, I'll post memes and it'll get flagged from Facebook. That's like, this is fake news. I'm like, yeah, it's a meme. It's not supposed to be real. Like I wasn't trying to make a point.
Yeah, like it hurts when you can't make the jokes. If you can't make jokes now because of it, it gets a little annoying. But yeah, man, I just think, people. I mean, well, yeah, people they don't know, they don't fact check, they just want to believe what they want, and it's so partisan now. It's a gross time. I hate like going on like the Facebook now. It's changed, It's like Facebook now is like the community pool and. The babies in red hats keep peeing in the pool.
Well, like like Facebook isn't. I don't like Facebook very much, but like I think Facebook is probably my third out of the top, the like main three. Like, but which is weird because Twitter's my favorite social media platform, and it is the most toxic of all of them. But I just love it because it's like I can troll on it if I want to troll, and then I can just watch the chaos. Like you can just sit back and watch the fire if you want to watch it, or then you can throw a little gasoline in, and then you step back and you watch again, and then like I don't know. I just like Twitter because it's instant.
Right. I like doing that, throwing the gas, but on Facebook, but with my family back in Ohio. So I'm like, oh, is that what you're doing? But I've snoozed so many people and blocked them now that I just don't even want to deal with it. I'm like, if we can't, if you're intellectually, in my opinion, on a whole different level and you're not making any sense or you're talking with any facts, I'm like, why am I wasting my time? Well, you know what I mean? It's a waste of energy, dude. And just because someone's related to me don't mean I got to be cool and hang out with them.
Right. Well, I also think that like a lot of times, like I try not to post anything political ever. And like, if it is, it's just usually some sort of joke. And it's like, I don't like, you're allowed to, but I think a lot of people just like, most people that I know just keep their shit to themselves. They just don't like, that's not like a talking point. Well, like I don't lead with that in conversation. Yeah. But
Texas has got to be funny. You in Texas,
it's interesting.
Houston,
Houston's pretty diverse. It's
Houston
one of the most diverse cities.
I would imagine it's a big city. Yeah. Okay. So it's just like everywhere else. Probably the cities are more like urban and liberal, and as you go out, it gets a little more conservative or rural.
Yeah, like I live in Harris County. I don't know what the stat is, but it's one of like the largest counties in the country, and that's pretty blue. Blue is Democrat, right? I'm trying to make sure I get the right. Yeah, that's pretty blue, but like it's a melting. Like you get like there's a lot of Asians, there's a lot of Hispanics, there's a lot of whites, there's a lot of blacks. Like it's a solid little melting pot in Houston. So you get a little bit of every ethnicity, everything like that. Which you would think would bring people together, but you still see the fights and everything like that. Like there's gonna be bad people in every bunch,
Right, and I think. And unless I always felt like once I started hanging out with more people of different groups, like when I was in Cleveland, I started working at the ballpark, and that's where I started hanging out with the black community, and I made a lot of friends at that ballpark. And then the west side of Cleveland, I didn't have any. Everyone was white until that point for me. Mm-hmm. Then I moved to San Francisco. That's where I learned so much more about the gay community and started making friends like that. And then in comedy, I get to know people, trans people, age, everything. Comics, there's one type of everything is there, but you can still connect with people because we're all got that thing of wanting to be a comedian.
Right.
So like, that's all. I think the more you spend with people, and you can be told that, but unless you actually have these interactions with people of other groups, you're not going to learn about them or what's offensive or any of that,
Yeah, that's what I've also noticed. It's like the guy that hasn't left the town that they were born in is usually the loudest one on any platform, talking about why something's wrong. And you're like, hey man, you haven't done anything. Like shitting on your life or anything, but like you haven't, like, your experience is not the same because you have not expanded your horizons or anything like that. Like maybe have a conversation. And that was what I liked about that Blackout Tuesday thing, where it was like, no, this is just have a fucking conversation with somebody about it. Right. And there's too many people like, I don't want to talk about feelings. I don't do that. Not here.
Yeah. Right. It's just, and it's it. You just got to be open and talk, man. And people, they're not willing to. I did that Blackout Tuesday. So I do the trivia. I host online, and we raised money because it felt weird. Like I'm like, I can't host a trivia game on Blackout Tuesday, right? But I was like, well, I'm gonna do it. I've already got these people, and they're gonna want to do it. So then we donated all the money we raised for Color of Change, which was an organization, to help try and get people of color, justice. So like that's what we did. So it was like, hey, there's something everyone can do in your own little way. You know what I mean? And that's all.
So my pandemic thing that I started was I missed sports, obviously. And I was like, well, there's nothing to watch at night. So why don't I buy some Hot Wheels cars and a Hot Wheels track? And I will every night at 5:30, I'll race Hot Wheels cars. And we'll have a fun little creative name. And in the beginning of the pandemic, I named it Alex's Race Wars, not thinking anything of it. And boy, was that kind of a bad idea looking back at it. Alex's Race Wars every single night presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. And I was like, guys, I promise it's not about race. I'm not addressing race. The joke was it's not just a race, it's a war. And I just threw it together. And then they'd be like, oh, maybe don't call it Race Wars. I'm like, it's already had the name, man. It's already got the name. Not about that. We're not talking about anything but cars.
You might have to change that, Alex. Even the Dixie Chicks are changing their name.
Did the Dixie Chicks change their name?
Yeah, they call themselves the Chicks now.
What?
It came out today. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Well, it was like that's the thing. I also think as white people, I feel like we just it's just a lot of it is just ignorance. Whereas I never thought anything of the statue. I didn't think because it didn't, I didn't think man, that guy oppressed me for a long time. He oppressed my ancestors for a long period of time. So I think a lot of it is just and I was kind of joking the other day. I was like, when everybody was mad that all these streets and stuff in the South were named after all these Confederate generals. I was like, I mean, honestly, I'd like to think that they just didn't have you can't name every street 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th Street. So they were like, who's somebody that's famous from around here? I don't know, Jefferson Davis. And they're like, Jefferson Davis is kind of a fucking bad guy. Looking at it now, Jefferson Davis is a bad guy. But they were just like, we need to name the highway. I don't know. He was from here. We just named it. And it's yeah, probably a good idea to change it now. But
that's what my aunt's all about. She's like, well, you're tearing down. People need to learn. And I'm like, well, who the hell goes to the park to learn? Go to the museum. What's wrong with the museum? So I mean, and it's funny too about the Confederate generals. It's so stupid because nobody I know can even name a Confederate general who doesn't share a name with the '69 orange Dodge Charger. So
yeah, I was going to say Lee. That's it.
That's it. What else you got? If it wasn't named after a car, nobody knows.
Yeah, pretty much. And then just random statues from around where you are.
Yeah, it's just so, I don't know, dude. It's absurdity, man. It's just, and it's just trying to, it's a hot button issue you're trying to push on where really that's not the concern of what's going on. But if you could draw attention to that, you're pulling it away from, healthcare and other issues.
Yeah, I mean,
pandemic.
It made what bugged me about CNN and Fox is they had the ticker just was the death count ticker. And I was like, I don't need a scoreboard of how many deaths there are, right? I understand you report on it, but then when all of the BLM stuff was happening and when the George Floyd protests were going on, they took them down. And I was like, okay, see, we lost the counter. Cool. And now it's right back. It's right back. It's no, we know what fear porn is and we're going to scare you however best we can. Did I lose you there?
Yeah, no, just my headphones went out.
Oh, shit.
I could hear you. I could hear you. I just
dude, the AirPods, I just bought. So I lost my AirPods and I bought a new pair of them. And then my dad, I was over there for Father's Day and he was like, hey, I think I grabbed your AirPods. They were on the counter. I was like, fuck. And now I have two sets of AirPods. And I was like, I feel pretty rich now. This is the richest I think I've ever felt in my life now that I own. I'm a double AirPod kind of guy.
It's pretty baller. I don't know how so what happens? You just put them in. You have to connect them all the time, right?
Yeah, if you go from your computer to your phone, you got to connect them. So that's kind of confusing for sure. But I love them, man.
Yeah, I just got them yesterday. It's so funny. I ordered them at 11.
Get the pros?
No, I don't need those rubber nipples for an extra $100.
Same here.
But I ordered them at 11:30 and I had them in 3 hours.
Dude, I got mine the next day. Yeah, it was fast. And I thought Apple would on Amazon. I was like, I figured that would have taken a long time just because it's not the same company. But
yeah, I did it through Best Buy and for some reason. All right, I'm going to hit connect. Oh, well, I can't. I don't understand.
If you got to go to preferences on your computer and then do that. And then you got to go to the Zoom preferences.
Yeah, no, I did it. It's fine. Don't worry about
it. Okay. Well, talk to me some more about trivia, man. Did you start doing the trivia in the pandemic or had you been doing trivia, bar trivia before that, and then you just moved it?
My cat wants to come in.
Oh, snap. What's up, kitty?
This is Metro. We found him near the Metro substation. That's what I call him that. He was
What's up, Metro?
A 1 week old when we got him. So he was the size of your hand. So then you bottle feed him and teach him how to shit and everything. And now you can do whatever you want. This dude is so cool and trusting. of humans. You know, you hold them upside down, blow raspberries on the guy. He don't care,
chilling.
dude.
That's what's up.
All right. So back to your question. Yes, trivia. I did it for years in San Francisco at bars, and then I was doing one down here in LA, and then the pandemic hit, and I know the following week I just like started one up on Zoom online, and nobody had anything to do, and everybody wanted to do something, and it was so fun to people. The people would start getting friends and teams, and then they would play, and they would play like amongst each other in text as a team, and then play the game with trivia. And then we would, it got so big that I started doing an East Coast and a West Coast one. So on Tuesday, Wednesday. And now I'm back to doing it live on Wednesday. So I do an online one on Tuesdays. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
So whatever time that is for you, you're in the middle
That would
somewhere.
be 9. That'd be 9.
9 p.m. And then, so what I did is now I've teamed up with artists, and I'll have artists like donate some prints and pieces of their work, and I've been giving those away as prizes. So, and check out this guy. He just did this one. We did a dope Richard Pryor one. And check out next week's.
Dude.
Boys.
That is fucking sick.
Pretty
that is fucking sick.
Yeah, so 12 by 12.
How can the Gravy Gang, you guys want to play some trivia? How can listeners of Pass the Gravy go and play trivia with you?
Well, that's a good question. I will have to. I have my Zoom invite. It's also on Zoom, and I'll just have to share it with you. It's like you know what it is. You just put in the meeting ID at Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Texas time.
Right.
And, then we'll be playing. You could find. I mean, I post about it every week on the Facebook, Instagram, and emails, all that crap. But
at Sal Calanni.
Yeah, I'll share it with you before you post it, and then people will have the info.
Okay, yeah. And then you guys get on there and then rep Pass the Gravy, and then when you win, be like, yo, Gravy Gang, what's up? And he'll be like, okay, these guys in Texas pretty smart.
Because I do have I have a NorCal, SoCal, East Coast, like all different people from different areas, and it's funny to see them battle. So
that is cool.
Yeah, it's been fun. People really dig it, man. So so I kept doing it online. So we do it every Tuesday now. And honestly, bro, it's something I look forward to. It's a good time.
How long?
Need that, you know.
How long does it go?
Doesn't go long either. It's like an hour and a half.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all. I do like a little. It's kind of cool. I do a little picture round that I make on Photoshop every week, and then I put that up for one of the rounds. And then I also do a matching round, and then we do like another specific round, and then like general knowledge. So a total of 5 rounds, but it goes pretty quick. And yeah, man, well, we've had up to like 40 different, like not teams. People play as teams. You could have like 4 or 5 people on a team, and but people dig it because it's also a way to bring people together all over the country and some families and stuff. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that is really cool. So we did an office trivia night at my friend's bar one time, and I put together, I know there's a lot of office trivia you can buy on Amazon, but I was like, I don't want anybody to know answers already. I want to make my own. Nobody can be like, oh, I played that one. So I went in and did my own. I've watched The Office 50 times all the way through. That's my go-to just burner Netflix show. Like if I've got nothing going on, or I'll look at Netflix and I can't find anything to watch for 30 minutes. So it's just, all right, well, we're going to watch The Office again. And so I know I can quote most of those episodes, but I spent forever putting together trivia for office trivia and didn't realize, had never done it before. We did 10 rounds. It went way too long. Everybody's like, dude, you should have stopped that at round 5. How long do you get a service that sends you the trivia questions, or is it you just finding that shit? Because that is the hardest thing ever. And I think people don't think about that when they're doing it. They're like, oh, that's a fun game. And it's like, this guy was fucking doing a lot of homework. So fucking appreciate it.
Yeah. It's funny. I've been doing it for years. When I first did it, I did it for some company. And I found out what the bar was paying the company. And I'm like, no. Just pay me. I'll do it. You know what I mean? And so, and I love I'm always watching history and documentaries and nature shows and all kinds of stuff and reading general knowledge crap. And so yeah, man, I got more and more into it, and then I like created all my questions for years, and then it also helps when you do little specific topics, then that's fun. People like that, and and it's way more fun when you do it yourself. It's weird when you're reading someone else's stuff. It's annoying. I can't stand it. But when it's your own thing, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, this is it. It's way more fun. So
usually if it interests you, it'll interest other people too, so it's
and there's also a line, like I learned, like you can't make it too complex or too hard or too easy. People will complain either way.
That was what I struggled with. It was like the first two rounds were very easy, and then they're like, dude, you got to round 4 and I had no idea what the questions were. I was like, well, I had to up it. Like, there was just no middle round, I guess.
You always go easy though in the beginning though, because then it keeps them interested. Like, oh, I got a chance, and then you take it away from them at the end.
That's the whole point. But that's cool though, man. And like, that's one of those things that like before we started recording, you were like, this is the perfect time for something like this to happen. Like, obviously, nobody ever wants a pandemic to happen, but like, we're not like where Shakespeare wrote whatever the fuck he wrote that everybody's quoted about. Well, he was in quarantine and he wrote that play. So what have you done? Like.
Right.
You didn't have Netflix,
this is the
man.
Time. Yeah. We could stream anything we want. We could get anything shipped to us at any time. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard. All we got to do is wear a mask once in a while.
Yeah. Like that's literally it. Like just wash your hands. Like that's pretty much what they told us. Like we got a lot of stuff. And that's why it was I was really bugged in the beginning when they're like, just stay inside. And everyone's like, I'm gonna go running. I'm a runner now. And I was like, you're not a runner. You've never run in your life, and now you're a sprinter? Okay. Oh, well, I'm just getting some exercise. Like you've never been a workout guy ever, but now now we're going on walks. Okay.
Right. Now you need to shop at TJ Maxx all of a sudden. All of a sudden.
Have you been going out a lot? Like grocery stores? My girlfriend does the grocery shopping like once a week. I've been going to and from the office, but on the podcast we recorded, I guess the one, if you're listening right now, the last Wednesday's podcast, I was talking to them about, and they just don't get an elevator or anything, but like, I was like, I touch everything with my key. I push all the buttons with my key, and like, I got hand sanitizer in my pocket at all time. You go gloves. Okay.
I bought gloves that I could text with.
Oh, nice.
So that I could read the screen. So then when I go to the bank, they could read the screen. The grocery store, boom, boom. And that's it. I'll just go to the grocery store, or I'll do this trivia live, but we do it quick. It's like an hour because, you don't want people, and everybody's separated. They have it taped off for only certain sections. So they're trying to do their part. It's a smaller place, so it's not going to get overcrowded. And then, and then like I'll go to the post office once in a while and mail the prizes off. But that's it, man. Like always gloved up, masked up. And it's funny though, man. You do feel a little anxious when people are up in your space, and then people are.
You're like 6 feet, 6 feet.
Yeah, because people are not very aware. Like people aren't very cautious. People will be coughing, and I don't know, man. It's it's not that difficult. That's what I feel.
I was a couple weeks ago. I had to stop by the grocery store. I think I drink emergency. I put an emergency little packet in my water every morning at work, and that's just like, oh, I'm gonna beat the Rona because I took vitamin C, and so I had to go get some more of that. And I remember like just like you never just have a random like you swallow wrong, you just start coughing, and like I had the mask on, but I was like, oh god. Like I was so self-conscious that I was like, they're gonna be like, that guy's got the Rona, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Go after you. Yeah. That's true, man. You never know. It was funny too, like with the grocery stores, how like toilet paper was the first thing to go out. Like you learned that like what people fear the most is that we'd have to go back to wiping our asses with leaves. Like
we're just hopping in the shower after you shit. Like, come on.
Our caveman ancestors are so disappointed in us now. Like
what? That? Okay.
Yeah, it took forever to get friggin' toilet paper. And then my mom like had me ship me toilet paper from China, which took like 3 months, so it was really pointless. And it was like the rolls were half the size. They're all weird looking. They had no like perforation, so you're just ripping. But they're 3-ply, which what?
It sounds fancy though.
It sounds, but it's
really
it's
after
like
2-ply. That's all we need.
Yeah, that's it. You don't need multiple ply. You can't go one ply though.
One ply is trash. In college, like when I would steal them from the we would go and we would just go to like the campus buildings, and then you just bust open the little like holder and
big round ones.
Yeah. Oh no, they would have rolls in some of the places, so you'd find those, but they were always a single ply, and you're like, well, it's free, so I'll do that instead.
Just use double the amount.
Yeah, you just double it up. But yeah, that is cool, and like it is just like it's nice that people are able to do Zoom and stuff like that. Like I've done some Zoom happy hours. It's just we're not hanging out, but we're connected at a little bit.
That's another thing. It's like we have literally we have video phones now, and people are complaining. I can see you in Texas right now in a pandemic. Oh, like we're so lucky.
When we weren't in a pandemic, we did it over the phone the last time, I think, and it was just that was
better.
Right. It's like, this is way better, and it's a worse situation that we're in.
Yeah. So next time when, like the apocalypse is hitting and
a hologram
from the sky, we'll have the dopest setup yet.
Yeah, right. So like you kind of like stand-up's kind of been on hiatus. How do you like, you're doing the trivia, are you just kind of working out material as you're doing that? You're just like, let me work on this a little bit here, or are you?
No, I mean, it's
stand
funny.
in front of the mirror.
I've written stuff, you write stuff, but you'll never know unless you really try it. And you can do Twitter once in a while, tweet like a one-liner and see how it hits. But yeah, you're never going to really know unless you get to do it. I mean, yeah, it's weird. I mean, did you see like D.L. Hughley got COVID on stage?
Yeah, when he just passed out.
Yeah, oh my God. It's like, that's the problem. Like stand-up is like the least essential thing of all the things. Like you get a whole crowd together tight while you spew your words upon them. Like that's like not, I mean, that's the last thing that's going to get approved, I feel. So it kind of sucks in that regard. And
I know we had Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen were just at, like, the Houston Improv has had people. Adam Carolla came out a couple of weeks ago, and then Brendan Schaub and Callen were out here. But they're, like, at a certain capacity. I think they're spreading out every other table. And then
so that's weird, too. Like, it's a smaller crowd now, which is not what you ever want.
Right. Right. Yeah, you're trying to pack those rooms.
Yeah. And I'm nobody, so like I already have that. So if I get less than that,
have you done any of the Zoom shows?
I've done a couple, and honestly, I don't like them because it's not the same getting the laugh.
You don't get I mean? It's like delayed laughter.
You don't get the laugh because you can't have the audience. You can't hear the audience because then they can talk, and you can't have that. So
no, you should have to have like hecklers through Zoom. Like that would be even better. I'd be like, "Oh, you fucking suck!"
Yeah,
dude, I can see you.
The whole style. That person has the same level of mic as the comic. Where that in the room that doesn't work. But
that's true.
In Zoom, we give them too much power. But yeah, so I don't know, dude. I mean, but again, like I don't think. It stinks, but again, it's not like I was getting up a shit ton. You do miss doing the road. You do miss, like I did like make all these shirts right before it happened. I did like Arizona, and then I came back, and then that was it. I was supposed to do the Bay, and I lost those gigs. But like, it's I don't know. I'm fine with it actually. I don't know. It's just we'll take a break. And it's just like going back to it's weird. That's funny that they're open still in Texas. I did not know. I know a couple guys who go into some clubs.
Our governor was just like, fuck it, let's open this shit up. And then like the other day.
Now y'all catching heat, dude.
Oh, well, then the other day he was like, well, I think it's the younger generation. He's like, go fuck yourself, dude. You told us we could do it.
I
can't be like, it's wide open. And then, hold it back.
I heard that Houston might be the next epicenter, dude. That's what I read. I was like, what?
Yeah, everybody up in New York is just loving it. They're like, it's not us now. It's not us. Look, it's them. See, we're not the bad ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I went.
People who go to these places who aren't from there. Like my buddy last week went on vacation to Florida. I'm like, who the hell goes to COVID country in a pandemic?
Right.
But,
well,
yeah, I don't need to go to the beach that bad.
I went up to the brewer to our buddy Southern Star. I went up to their brewery and hung out with some people like a couple weeks ago, and then like the last week was when everything started getting shitty again, and it was like, God damn it, why did I? Okay, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. Like, this was my time to venture out, but no. Like, I went and played soccer that day, and I was like, I touched everything. But then I got tested last week, and I was okay, so I'm good as of now.
Ooh, did you get it up the nose?
No, it was a swab, just a nose swab.
Oh, nice.
Or a mouth swab, I mean.
I've known a couple people who got it, and like anyone who says who got it, like they were like, "Yeah, it's the worst I've ever felt sick," and it's definitely hard on the lungs.
Mm-hmm. My coworker that she like shares the same computers and everything with me, she had it. I remember they were like, "Oh yeah, she left today with a fever," and I was like, "Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god." And for like 2 days, I was like, "I have this, I have it. I am 100% convinced that I have it." And I was washing my hands, I was like doing everything I could, and then I'm good. I didn't get the symptoms or anything like that. So
and how was she? Good. She recovered okay?
She recovered. Yeah, this was like honestly like in the very beginning of it, like right before everything got like crazy. And then like before everything was shut down, and that was like right when we're like, oh, COVID's a real thing. And I was like, well, like she got it, like so it's real. That's why I don't understand people that are denying it. It's like, no, it's an actual thing. People die from it. So
yeah,
how is that not real?
Not everything's a conspiracy, man.
You're thinking too much about it, guys. Just chill. Yeah. Just relax.
But they could just type away on the internet and find someone else who believes the same dumb shit.
That's way easier to do. Do you want to do some segments? We do. I think you've done most of the segments, but we have a new one. We got three segments here. This one, I know you haven't done it because we just started it last year. It's called "What Would Jesus Do?" Now, a lot like growing up, I had the bracelets. Did you have the bracelets, the WWJD?
I think that was a little after my time. I did grow up Catholic though, so I know all about Jesus. And my first band was called Black Jesus.
Oh, and very progressive.
I had a black statue of Jesus, like a little bust. And but in Ohio, I remember a woman told me I was going to go to hell for naming my band that. So people didn't like to hear that back in Ohio in the late 90s. But anyway, so I know all about the Jesus. So what would Jesus do?
But we had the bracelets when I was growing up, but nobody ever they never answered, what would he do in these situations? So now we get you to hit us up at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter, use the hashtag PTGWWJD, and throw Jesus in a situation in today's times. Just like throw him in a situation that you would find yourself in, and we will tell you how he'd find his way out or what he would do. So it's just our interpretation of what we think Jesus would do in modern times. If you throw him in there, hashtag PTGWWJD to at Pass the Gravy Pod. This is the What Would Jesus Do segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If he wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
All right, let's see where our question is from this week. It looks like it's from Josh Posados at Josh_Posados on Twitter. And Josh says, where would Jesus go on vacation? And I feel like we got to put a little caveat. Let's assume COVID's not a thing. Like, this is just JC hanging out. Like, JC can't catch COVID anyways. He heals lepers. He's not going to get COVID.
Where would the JC go? That's a very good question, because if he grew up in Israel, sweating, hot, you'd figure he'd want to go somewhere cooler and chill. But if he's the son of God, he knows his dad created the entire earth, so he knows all the coolest places to go.
Yeah, he's got
so wherever he goes would probably be the best vacation place there is.
Like Hawaii?
Well, here's the thing. Like, a lot of people like to go to Italy. I don't know if Jesus would be down to hang with the Romans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They were kind of mean to him.
Now, here's another question. You saying today? Or
he's in 2020.
Okay, because if Jesus went to Hawaii in 0 AD or whatever, they'd probably they eat him. Right?
I think it was just a volcano then, wasn't it? Like, I don't even know if Hawaii was made then.
Well, 2,000 years, it was there, dude. It's like,
look, I'm not a scientist, Sal.
It's millions of years, Sal, to make an island, not a couple hundred. Well, no,
you don't know that. You don't know that
overnight. You're right, though. Some pop up overnight, so I'm not 100% sure.
They built Fight Island in like a month.
That's true.
I know that was already an island before everybody gets mad at me. I know that was already an island. That was a joke.
So I don't know. Where would he go? I think he might go like somewhere like I don't know. I want to say like cold. You know,
like Colorado. Maybe he goes skiing.
Yeah. So Jesus never saw snow? Did he like never see snow in his life?
Probably not.
I mean, that's kind of crazy, right? Like your God never saw snow.
You can walk on water and you never fucking touch snow? Like,
right?
What, dude?
You know what's always crazy in religion is like we didn't know about dinosaurs until just like 150 years ago. Like, so everybody before, they knew nothing about it. They never saw the bones, and now we know. And now we're like, whoa, wait, what?
How did this happen? What was this thing doing?
Nah. So
I wish in the Bible they should throw a couple dinosaur stories just to make it interesting. So when they make the Bible the movie, it'll be like it'll have a little edge to it.
I think so. To answer the question, I think Jesus. I want to make it political. I think Jesus would like to go somewhere cold, and he'd probably pick Canada because he loves that they have free health care for the people.
He'd go to Banff, Canada. I know that's like skiing up there.
Banff, yeah, that's in Alberta. That's not far from Calgary. Next time I went up there, I want to go up there.
That'd be tight. Though. Banff, Canada. That's where he'd go. And he'd go skiing. Is he a jet? He's snowboard guy. Okay.
Dude. Yeah, he's got the long.
Because Jesus, he's like, yo, bro, hang 10.
Skiing
I don't think you say that.
The rich people. Yeah, skiing is what the rich people do. That can't, like you can't squeeze a camel through the eye of a needle. That's the skiers. The snowboards are the prostitutes and lepers that Jesus hangs out with.
Yeah, I could see that. And then he gets his disciples to go up with him. They get a nice little cabin. They get the hot tub. All the hotties are hanging. They're like, oh, Jesus is here? Totally gonna happen. That is where Jesus would go to Banff, Canada, and he'd go ski, or he'd go snowboarding is what he would do. That's very good question, Josh.
There it is.
Very good question. We got our next segment is our not cool segment, and you've done this before, I believe. Just anything that's happened to you. I mean, I guess you can go back to last 2 years ago when you were on the podcast. It's like if you stub your toe, that's not cool. If somebody stabs you, that's also a not cool. It's a varying degree of how not cool it is. And if you want to think of one, I'm going to read some ads real fast, and then we'll get into that. But let me first tell you guys that this segment's brought to you by our good friends at Southern Star Brewing Company, my favorite brewery. They were my favorite brewery before they sponsored the podcast, and now they are the official beer sponsor of Pass Your Podcast, whether it's the Bombshell Blonde you want, whether it's the Echo in Conroe that you want, the Mexican style lager, whether it's the Southern Brunch you want. This tastes like a mimosa. It tastes like I'm drinking a mimosa, and it's beer. It's amazing. Or my personal favorite is the Strawberry Bombshell Blonde that we on Pass the Gravy got them to bring back. If you want to get some awesome beer, there's something for everybody. If it's an IPA, they got the Conspiracy Theory. They got the Subatomico Juicy IPA. They got all kinds of beer, and they just had Pride Weekend up at the brewery, and that was amazing. They have Strawberry Bombshell Blonde, Sal, and it's like it's red when it comes out of the tap. And then for Pride Weekend, they put fucking edible glitter in it. So it was glittery red. It was amazing, dude.
Could you drink more than one? You could drink a 6-pack of that strawberry?
Oh, yeah, because I'm not a big fruity beer guy. And it's got a little hint of strawberry, so it's got a little sweetness to it, but it's still got the taste of beer. So it's not like
I like
a
strawberry.
wine cooler.
I'm a strawberry guy. That's my
I'm a probably blueberry, then strawberry, my top two fruits. Yeah. And Strawberry Bombshell Blonde. I'll send you some, man. I'll send you some.
Oh, I would love that. I would totally drink. You know what I don't like are the sour beers. I don't get that.
Yeah, they don't have that here. They're not about that life at Southern Star Brewing Company. Go up and check out the brewery, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. This is 4th of July weekend we got coming up now, and they got a Charo Bean cook-off, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. Go check that out. Have some of the dopest Charo beans, which is awesome. This is one of those things. You get your little ticket when you go in. You get to try all of them from all the different teams. You get to go put your ticket into whatever box of the team you think is the best. It's the best. Like I did it at their crawfish thing a couple years ago, and you're just like, I'm going to eat crawfish. Cool. This is awesome. I'm going to drop a ticket in here. Done. It's the best kind of thing ever. 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. They also have Specs, Total Wine, Goody, all the liquor stores. Most local grocery stores here in town have Southern Star. If you drink at a Southern Star, tag us, tag them at Southern Star Brewing Company at Southern Star BC on Twitter and Instagram. Tag them, tag us at Pass Your Pod. Let us know you're supporting the people that support the podcast. Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the world and the official beer sponsor of Pass the Podcast. Also bringing you this segment is Little M Air Fresheners, my favorite air fresheners ever. You can get the fresh to death. Get the fresh to death. That's the best scent. It's awesome. A little life hack for you, Sal. You throw an air freshener in between the trash can and the lining bag that you put in there. So then every time you say you cook some chicken, right? You're making that vegan stuff. You throw the chicken in there. Yeah, throw away that chicken, but that's going to smell. You pull that trash bag up. You got an air freshener under there from Little M. Get a nice little whiff of like, ooh, that is fresh. That is fresh as you're changing the bag out. So it keeps everything from getting stinky. I know a lot of you guys have been at home. You've been working at home. Your house probably smells like shit. Hang up a couple of little air fresheners and you're going to be fine. You just put it in your car. They got stickers to give your kids to shut them the fuck up while they're at home over the summer. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. And fellas, you want to treat your girl, get her a couple of little air fresheners, throw one in your car, throw one in her car. Be like, babe, got your car washed. Put an air freshener in it. And then they got awesome keychains. They got journals. They got all kinds of stuff your girl's going to love. LittleMShop.com, LittleEMShop.com. Tag them at Little M Tweets and Little M Shop on Instagram. Let them know you're supporting them and you heard about them on Pass the Gravy Podcast. Little M Air Fresheners, my favorite air fresheners and the official air freshener sponsor of Pass the Gravy Podcast. Let's get into the not cool segment here, Sal. All right, here we go. I got to play the intro first. Hold on. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. I'll go first. I have a couple of them if you're still thinking, but
I got a good one. I got one. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, one of them is so I'm an Adderall guy, big Adderall guy. I've been on some sort of Ritalin or Adderall pretty much since I was like a 5-year-old because my brain is just trash. Like I'm scatterbrained. I can't think. I have hardcore ADHD, and I am out of Adderall. So I was trying to schedule a doctor's appointment. It's a global pandemic. So like, hey, we're actually not doing in-person things. We're doing telemedicine. So it'll have to be a telemedicine conference. I was like, tight. How do I schedule one of those? Like, well, you have to download the Hilo app and do this and log in and here's our code and do this. And it won't work. It fucking won't work. Like I've logged in. It looks like I'm about to make a scheduled thing. And then it says error processing request. And so I called them. I was like, hey, man, I got it up. Just can you walk me through this? Yeah, you just have to schedule an appointment on the app and then call us and confirm that you scheduled it. And then we'll set you up. And I was like, okay, just like I said, I'm trying to do this, but I can't. It's saying there's an error. Okay, well, what you have to do is go to the app and then register on the app and do. I was like, no, I've done all that. I'm literally like, I'm on the app right now talking to you, and I can't. Like, can you just tell me? No, but you have to do it on the app. I was like, lady, like, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't. Like, it's not working. How can you help me out? And I was like, this is not cool. It's not her fault, but it's like, she's just doing her job, but I'm like, okay, well, the one thing I'm supposed to do isn't working, so I don't know how. I'm just never going to go see a doctor. So I'm going to learn about life without Adderall for
So you never got resolved?
No, I still haven't. I was trying to do it today before I left work and was just like, all right, this is a future me problem. So I'm putting that on future Alex. That's my problem.
That is a problem, dude. That is kind of tough now.
So that was definitely not cool. And then a lesser one I have is just better's regret, where like I don't know if you gamble. I gamble a lot now. It's not a problem, but it's become a part of me. It's just become a part of me. And so I was looking at the Arsenal game today, a little soccer bet, and I was like, dude, I think maybe I got this. I was thinking about it for about 15 minutes, going back and forth. Then I was like, oh, they've only won 2 times on the road. I was weighing my options, and I ended up not doing it, and they fucking won. And I'm now like looking at like I could have just won money. This could be my money now. And so it's just when you had an opportunity to pull the trigger and you didn't, like I would have rather them just get blown out and then be like, see, that's why I didn't bet that game. But just knowing that I could have that money in my pocket that's not cool.
I'm not gonna say you have a gambling problem, but
I don't because I keep my shit together.
You're the only person I ever met who bet on an Arsenal game.
There's nothing to gamble on right now. It's horses and soccer.
Where are they even from? Where are they from?
Arsenal, it's in London.
Okay.
English Premier League.
Okay. All right. That's like where Man United is and all them, right?
Yeah. So we a couple of years ago, when the World Cup, the Men's World Cup was happening, I was like, we're going to pick a random, like I missed football, and I was like, let's just get into something. Let's get into soccer, and then we'll sort of have some guys we can root for because the U.S. didn't make the World Cup. And I was like, then we can root for whoever has the most people playing, and like we'll pick them. And so we were like, well, we can't be like front-running bandwagon bitches. Nobody likes those guys. Like that'd be like if you moved over here and like, I'm a Patriots fan. Done.
Yankees, yeah.
Like, we're not going to do that. So I was like, let's pick a team that isn't Manchester United or Chelsea or Liverpool or Manchester City. So all the good teams pretty much, which really limited us. And we found like their fight song was I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, which was a tight song, we thought. And there was an Elijah Wood movie called Green Street Hooligans that he's at that like is about West Ham. So I was like, done. That's our team. We're sticking with them, and they are not good. And we love them. We love them. But my new thing is you just bet against your favorite team, and then if they lose, you made money on it, so it softens the blow. But if they win, then I bought the win. So, like, I'm basically helping the team. So
then you can't lose.
So maybe that's how I'm just justifying things by gambling right now. And that's just, it gives you that like watching the sports, you get that like high of like, yeah, there's that was a sick run by Chubb, you know, like just when you win a bet on a horse that you had no idea about 2 minutes earlier, like you get that same rush.
I can see that. Okay.
I'm still paying bills. I'm still paying bills, you know, and until I can't do that, then I don't have a problem.
I think mine would be it'd be health related too, because I get hives now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's this thing called angioedema, which makes part of your face like swell up. I was diagnosed last month when I Googled what that was.
It's a self-diagnosis is what that was, huh?
Well,
Dr. Calanni. He diagnosed you.
So no man, I went to like the doctor like last year for it, and then I went to an allergist. I did all the tests and nothing. Like, dude, like just my face was just like my lips. I'd wake up and my lips would be puffing out. Like I look like Eddie Murphy's The Nutty Professor when he starts transforming. And it's funny, like anywhere I would go, like you get puffed up lips, dude, they hurt. And anywhere I go in America, like they'd make fun of me, except in LA. LA is the only place.
It's just normal there.
Oh yeah. Where'd you get your work done? It's coming along nicely. It's coming along.
Who's your doctor?
Who's doing that for you? But yeah, dude. So I've been nobody knew what it is. I don't know. I still don't know what it is. I think I don't know if it's related to heat or.
Oh, you don't even know the cause.
No.
Oh,
There's
scary.
It's nothing food. It's nothing like cat dander or nothing. They did all the tests. So on all of, you can't test heat or sweat or stress. You know what I mean? So, and like it started, like my brother was dying of cancer last year. So
I'm sorry, man.
So that's where it started. So I think it had to do a lot like that. But dude, it's funny. Like I'll wake up and I'll have a big old on my lip, and I'm like thinking like you're getting older, you know, and you're getting uglier, and then you're like God's looking down like, how can we make him even uglier? Like, let's put hives all over his body. They're like, oh no, he could cover that in clothing. Oh, let's put him on his face too.
That'll really get him.
That'll really show him. So and it hurts, dude. Swollen lips, man. So yeah.
How long does it last? Like when it happens?
Like a day, like usually. But so they given me. So one doctor gave me this drug, prednisone. Yeah, it's the steroid, and it takes care of it. But then it, you know, these other weird side effects, and then I basically will just take like an Allegra, and then I'll go away in like 8 hours. But dude, like there were times like I look goofy as hell, dude. Like, oh, it's so funny. And yeah, so no idea what it is. So that's not cool.
That's a good not cool. That's a good not cool. I feel like you've had a lot of like the very first time you were on the podcast, remember you had pink eye. And because
did I?
because of your lactose intolerance, you had to use like goat milk or whatever it was to pour on your eye.
It's so funny you mentioned that. I was dripping goat milk in my eye.
Yeah, I remember because you were like, I had to go find this fucking goat milk at the store. I never bought goat milk, and like that was one of the very first like Sal Calanni stories I ever remember on this podcast.
I do remember that now. That's hilarious.
You got all kinds of ailments, bro. You gotta stay safe out there, man. Maybe this quarantine is good for you.
Dude, when the hives was going on, people had all kinds of things. You know, you suck on a tea bag, or I'm rubbing aloe and doing all this stuff, and nothing works. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything.
I always like to give advice of like no matter what it is, like, have you tried jerking off 10 times in a row? Just try that. It worked for me last time. Like, I tried it, bro. It didn't do anything. Oh yeah, you're right. I totally made that up.
My answer is always like weed. Just get some weed.
Just smoke enough to where you fall asleep and then you won't think about it because you're asleep.
Yeah. If my girlfriend was ever in pain, I'm like, you just want some weed? You want me to? No, I don't need weed every time.
Are you sure? Because it's medicinal.
Sure, but
in Cali out there, like, is that an essential business?
Hell yeah, dude. It's what's keeping. Maybe that's why I have no problem with this pandemic, because I have one a block away from me, and I could go there once a week and grab whatever I need. And it's so awesome. I could do pickup on my phone. I just put it in, tell them what I want, go. They have it packed and ready for me. Here's my money. Here's your weed. Boom, I'm out.
That's the dream.
It's so smooth, bro. It's funny. Of all the businesses I deal with, the post office, the bank, the grocery store, the weed store is the easiest one. It's the least stress. So fun. But you just got to do it ahead of time. Don't be like one of those idiots waiting in line and all those morons talking. No, get away from that. Do pickup anytime you can.
Yeah, you just know what you want. Like, I feel like the first time I would ever do that, like, because obviously in Texas it's not legal or anything. You got to meet the guy in the parking lot. Just hope that he doesn't have Rona.
Still rolling hot, man.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I feel like I've never even been to a dispensary. I walked by one in Colorado when I was up there, but that was like right when Colorado legalized it, and. Like, I just feel like when you go in the first time, you're just like, what is this? Like, you just get, like, lost in it, and then, like, you're numb to it after a while, right? You're like, I want this shit. I get it. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't want to go in now. Just get it, pack it up, and have it at the door for me.
Because I was always like, when your guy's like, dude, I got this, like, space bubble fuck shit. And you're like, I don't know what that means. But, like, yeah, no. And then I got the purple derple nurple. And you're like, what is that? And it's like, just what gets you high, man? Just, I don't care. I don't know, man.
I always go with the cheapest stuff, dude. Whatever's on sale. Because you know what? Whatever that is, it's going to be way better than what I used to get, the Cleveland downtown brown shit weed. So,
yeah.
It's already in the store. It's like the whole thing that came out with the vapes and people having problems with vapes because they're buying them off the black market and buying shitty stuff. They're not in stores. Like when you have to go through stores and it's legal, then it's got to be regulated to some degree.
I think that's a lot of it. And I think a lot of it was like kids that were getting like the weed pens and they didn't want to tell their parents that they were smoking weed. And they're like, no, Mom, it was a jewel. It was a jewel. And they're like, well, you see, vaping's bad. Yeah, and it's like I'm not saying vaping's great, but like I think it was a lot of the off-market stuff.
Yeah, I prefer the flower, dude. I do prefer the flower. I will say when I first got the ID in San Francisco was when you had to do the doctor thing, that whole charade.
You're like, my eyes hurt.
Yeah, it was funny when I went in there. Like the doctor was funny. I'm just thinking like, how did this guy end up being here? All these like hippies coming in here.
Did you fail out of medical school, or you just were like I want to be this guy?
And I'm not kidding when he asked me what my ailment was, because you are nervous. I'm like, anxious and stuff. I'm like, I'm a stand-up comedian. And then once I said that, he goes, oh, okay, no problem. And then that was it, dude. And then you go in, and at first it's really nice. They got all the options and stuff, but I mean. It could be pricey at times too, because I've gotten the pricey stuff, and I don't really see that much of a difference. It's you get high. It's after a few puffs, that's all I need anyway. You know what I mean?
And the heavier shit just knocks you out. And right. Then you're like, now I'm asleep in the middle of the day, so there goes my day. It was a nice Saturday I was going to have, eating chips and watching Netflix, and now I'm just I'm not knocking naps, but like I was going to watch 30 episodes of Entourage. That's what I was going to do, and now I can't.
Yeah, that's why I eat like the edibles. I don't really mess with edibles because same effect. Either they work or they don't work. They work too well or they don't work at all.
Or you do too much of it and then you're just panicking.
Right. You're just, I don't like, that's not fun.
I had a friend do that on a plane to Germany, and he said it was the worst thing ever in his entire life. He was like, I just realized how much I hated flying, and that I was high, and then I had hours left to go, and he was like, it was a very scary hour, and then I think he took like an Ambien and passed out, and he was okay.
Wow, that's good. That's no good. Especially you'd be stuck in a tube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you just think about how small it. Yeah, I can imagine like the terror that just starts creeping in at that point. Let's move on to our final segment of the show. It's the answers segment. I know you've definitely done this now. I'm sure you've heard the story before, but I was in 3rd grade in Miss Winter's class at Farr Elementary in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and she said, "Class, there's no such thing as a stupid question." And I raised my hand. Don't remember what I asked, but got laughed at. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. I was told there was no such thing, and everybody's making fun of me now. And so I vowed at that point, one day you're going to be in charge, and you won't judge people based on their stupid questions. You'll encourage those. And I never got put in charge, but I started this podcast. So if so facto, I'll put myself in charge. And I encourage you guys, if you got a high thought, you're like a shower thought. I always think of the best ideas in the shower. That's why I have to have like a dry erase marker to write on the wall so you can remember that shit, because it's always when you can't write it down that you think of shit. And you see it on a billboard. Maybe it's something you see like in Facebook or whatever. And you're like, I wonder what the guys at Pass the Gravy would have to say about this. Hit us up, #PTG Answers, at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. And I'm at Alex J. Milton. Follow Sal at Sal Calanni. That's CALANNI on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can also hop on some of that trivia that's coming up, you know?
Yeah, dude, on Tuesday nights, baby.
And Sal Calanni on Twitter, at Pass the Gravy Pod. Use the #PTG Answers. You can also, if you're not a Twitter guy or gal, then answers at passthegravypod.com. This is the Answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Answers.
Any questions?
Our first question comes from our buddy Todd Voss at as_scene_by_TV. The reigning MVP of our Gravies Awards every year. We have an awards show now, no big deal, but he was our MVP last year. And
I think I won one once, didn't I?
You were guest of the year, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So now you're right back in the run for that. Who knows? Maybe you go back to back Gravies. We've never had a back to back guest, or we've never had a 2-time guest of the year winner. So you could break that ceiling, that glass ceiling, dude.
Precedent.
Yeah. No pressure at all. So this is from Todd Voss, and he says, how can I tell if my friend is addicted to pornography? Asking for my friend Ben. I'm assuming he's referring to Ben Roethlisberger, who just admitted that he was addicted to porn and alcohol. But
Ben Roethlisberger did?
Yeah, back in like 2010, I think he said he was addicted to pornography and alcohol when he was speaking to like the Christian group.
Funny.
Like
wow. I hate him because I'm a Browns fan.
Oh yeah, no, I was an Eli guy, so fuck Ben. But and also he's had some questionable stuff in his past that.
Yeah, dude. You know, yeah, we call them
problematic.
Yeah.
I was very drunk. I told you already. I was a part owner of the XFL Roughnecks. We went to Dallas, and Landry Jones was the quarterback for the Dallas Renegades. So we went to where the Texas Rangers used to play, and that was their stadium. That was like the only road trip I made that whole time before the XFL got shut down. And Landry Jones, I was just like, he held the bathroom door closed. He held the bathroom door closed. I'm like, what are you yelling about? And I was like, oh, just look it up. Just look it up. Just look it up.
He was there then, huh?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. I was just yelling it just to stir shit up. We were on the road. I had to talk shit. And at one point, like, one of the guys looked back. He's like, shut the fuck up.
Dude, we used to
Got
watch
into
the
'em.
Browns in San Francisco every morning at 10 o'clock, and then the Steelers fans would come, and oh man, we'd always be barking back and forth at each other, dude.
Dude, how is it watching football at 10 a.m.? Like, that's got to
Oh,
that
it's
kind of.
the best, bro.
Is it like brunch football?
No, dude, it's wake right up, and there it is. Like, it's the best. Like, when I would, in San Francisco, like, I'd get up. My buddy would already be at the bar and have a table sitting there. It was a small bar. It wasn't huge, so it's nice. Like, it's not, like, crazy. SF isn't real. I mean, they're in the sports, but not, like, Cleveland and Philly and shit. Like, this is, like, so, and their games are the later games, so nobody's there that early. And then I'd get a coffee. I'd get a shot of whiskey, pour it in the coffee, have some donuts, watch the game. Halftime, this bar would give out like burgers and hot dogs for free. Then we just eat and watch. Oh, it was the best. It was the best. So yeah, 10 o'clock, dude. And it's so good. You can even watch the Sunday night game, and then you're still not tired, dude. You can still do stuff.
Because so like Sunday night ends like at 11. That's like 9 p.m. there. Like Sunday night's over.
8:30, you're good.
But like that's like one of my favorite things about like I feel like Central Time Zone just personally is, as I lived East Coast, I lived in Atlanta and I lived in Tennessee before, so that was East Coast time, and I thought like just things start so fucking late there, where it's like it's a 9 o'clock start, so that's a huge difference between a 9 o'clock start and an 8 o'clock start at the finish time when you got to get up the next day. Right. Like I think that like stuff starting like SNL starts I think at like 10 or 11 here, which is great. But like I thought this was great, but because then like I was always like I never know how like the football would be, where it's like you can't just get hungover and then sleep in on a Sunday because you're gonna miss kickoff and shit like that.
I have missed some first quarters of the Browns game, but that's usually when they look promising, and so that's okay.
Right.
But no, but honestly, it's the best having a coffee during the first quarter, just watching the game, and yeah, I always dig it. And you know, another cool thing about the West Coast is they'll have, like, for TV shows and stuff, they'll have the East Coast airings as well. So, like, if I wanted, I mean, I
watch Big Brother. I know that they always have to wait for the West Coast feed before they do certain things.
Yeah, see, and then me, like, when like Game of Thrones, I'm watching it at the early time that, you know, the East Coast is watching it. So that's always neat.
But like in Central Time, like I can watch like college football, West Coast college football is like tight. It's 11 p.m. and there's a game kicking off. Like this is awesome to me right now. Or like, you know, like this game's gonna end at 1 a.m. my time. So I can, and again, like not saying I'm not a degenerate gambler, but I can also gamble very late into the evening as opposed, you know, if you're behind a little bit, maybe I can bet on that USC game to try and get over the hump. Who knows?
But wouldn't it be better if that game was 9 p.m.?
Well, sometimes you're down when those West Coast games kick off, and you're like, all right, we're getting back. You know, it's not over yet. We're not ending yet. We're not going to end in the red because we got USC playing fucking Colorado right now. And all right, let's get a little money on that.
I do remember when I was on the East Coast in Ohio, in like basketball games at 10 o'clock at night starting, is always like, oh man, you know.
Monday Night Football is I think a 9 o'clock start over there, and that sucks. But like I've gotten, like I told you, being into soccer is kind of like they're at London or England time and shit. So like I got games at like 8 a.m. and stuff like that. So like I've kind of I wake up at 3:30 every morning. So my body clock is just fucked. Like I don't sleep past like 7:30 or 8 just naturally. Unless I've been drinking, I can sleep till like 9 or 10, you know, but like usually my body's like, what's up? Like let's get up. And that's kind of how I got in. Like, there was nothing going on after football season, and I guess. And then I was just like, there's always soccer on NBCSN. Like, what if I just started following it? And then, like, I was able to gamble on it.
I can't believe you got into soccer that easily, bro.
Dude, I had hated on it for a while, but I was like, if you know who's in the World Cup, you can call players' names. You're like, oh, yeah, that's Christian Pulisic. He plays for Dortmund in Germany. And, like, you sound way smarter if you know, like, if you throw, like, 3 soccer players that people aren't super familiar with, like, this guy gets it.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, people in America cannot name soccer players like they cannot name Confederate generals. It's a problem.
Exactly. You can probably name more soccer players than you can Confederate generals, if we're being honest. And those weren't even fighting for wherever you're saying your heritage, quote unquote is from. So, okay, how can you tell if your friend is addicted to pornography? Back to our question.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Like, because it's like,
well, I mean,
like, you don't tell people you're addicted to
them.
porn. There was a Don Juan movie, I think, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he would like just like watch porn.
Oh, I do remember
that
movie. I remember that movie.
And it was like, that's definitely a sign. Like, if your friend is watching porn in non-sexual scenarios, like if you're just hanging out at the bar and your friend's got his phone up and there's porn on it and he's just watching it. If you're watching porn for not pleasure.
Yeah, you're like waiting for a bus to pass the time.
Just let me check. It's like, wait, no, just watch, like, check out Twitter, bro.
Right.
What about TikTok? Download that.
Yeah, it depends. If you're watching it like you're looking at a news app every morning, then you might want to look into it. Yeah,
just if you're not jerking off and you're watching porn, I think you got a problem.
Right. If there's not a goal to the end, yeah. If you're just like, but then that sounds even worse. Like, oh, you have to do that to appreciate it.
I mean, have you ever watched porn just to watch porn? I've never. Really just...
I mean, I guess there's other.
I want to enjoy a film. I mean, there's got to be, because when you get to the bottom of those, there's like reviews. I'm like, who the fuck signs up for a porn account and then reviews it? Oh, I thought that was a great cum shot right there. You're like, what?
Yeah. That's a bizarre one. How many stars?
7 out of 10 would watch again. Like, oh, okay, dude.
Yeah. So I guess if he brings it with him on the go, if he's checking in in all kinds of situations, like waiting for a bus or like just going at the bar, and it's always weird with other people. I don't like that. Like I remember when I was a kid, the first time I was ever introduced to it, I was at like a kid's birthday party, like his 13-year-old birthday party, and he puts in this tape of John Holmes. He's like, check this out, you guys. And it was just so weird when you're a bunch of like other 13-year-old boys. And you're like, hey, what?
I remember my first porn I ever saw. I mean, and not like that I like pleasured myself to, but my friend had the Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee porn, where he's honking. He honks the boat horn with his dick, and I was like, "What?"
That's funny.
Like that was, but like that'll always, like, every time I think Pam Anderson, like, that was the first porn I ever saw in my life. That was it. That's
funny. I was forever stuck with you like
that. So yeah, if it's not for like, if there's not an end goal in it and you're just watching it to watch it, if you're not touching yourself when you're watching,
if it's not for health reasons,
not to get rid of that shit, you know. So
that poison.
That's how you can tell your friend is addicted to pornography. Very good question, Todd. Very good question. Because typically, you know, you don't talk about porn with your friends. Usually, you're just like, that's the thing we do. We get over.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. But everyone was like sharing that big black wiener guy during the.
That is still funny. The corona, where it's got the coronavirus thing on it, and you zoom in, and it's just him. And then I saw, you know how everybody's doing the face filters where it's like the guys were chicks and the chicks were guys or whatever. Yeah. I saw one where it was him as a woman, and I was like, you fucking got me again. You got me again.
That's funny.
At one point, like when that was in the height of it, it was like right before coronavirus, I feel like. It was like, I think I have way too many pictures of the big black dick guy on my phone. like an uncomfortable amount to where if somebody didn't get these memes, I would have to explain way too much.
That's true.
Our next question is from Fernando Ramon at OnlyBigFern on Twitter. He says, Adam and Eve, the original New Kids on the Block?
I don't understand. Like, what does that mean?
Were they the original New Kids on the Block? I mean, like on Earth, if you think about it, they kind of had to be, right?
Oh, because if Earth is the block, they're the New Kids.
Yeah, like Earth
like
is
pond.
Earth, the original block.
Like, I was thinking of like, well, then who's in sync and who's the Backstreet Boys who came after Adam and Eve?
Cain and Abel would be in sync, right?
And Isaiah, Israel, or what's the guy?
The snake would be like JT on his solo career.
or what's the name of the guy who's gonna sacrifice his son?
Moses,
Abraham. Abraham, yeah.
I am
You got
really
Jacob
surprising
and-
myself with my biblical knowledge right now, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, what's the question?
Adam and Eve, the original New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, sure.
That was like the test. That was like the pilot. That was like Earth, the pilot. Like we're gonna throw these two out there, see if they can figure it out.
Well, here's the question: if Adam and Eve is the new kids on the block, who are the old kids?
Cavemen. So were they the original?
Well, there are no cavemen in the Adam and Eve world. They were the first.
But weren't like dinosaurs and cavemen technically before everything biblical, and then biblical shit happened, and we just forgot about everything before that, and now we're here.
Cavemen couldn't write books. They didn't, so it was like there's dinosaurs.
Stones.
There's dinosaurs, yeah. And then there's the cavemen. But you're right. Then the Bible. But the Bible says Adam and Eve were the first. They put them before the cavemen. So did they like have a bunch of cavemen kids off on the side?
Dude, I bet Adam had like an affair with like what is that like? What was the like pygmy woman that like we found and we gave her that name? Yeah, he's got like an affair with her going on. Eve finds out. That's why she talks to the snake. I think we got a whole screenplay right here.
There you go.
We got a whole screenplay.
Why is Adam banging that big four-headed?
You like her? She doesn't. She has an underbite. Her underbite is terrible. She drags her knuckles on the damn ground. Carry yourself with class. And he's like, look, babe, she just makes me feel good.
She's just a wild animal in the sack.
And then Eve, she's feeling a little upset, a little self-conscious. So she goes to a tree. She looks at an apple. The snake's like, hey, bitch, eat that shit. And she's like,
yeah, eat that shit.
Fuck you, Adam. And she does. And boom, that's how we are.
And then the new kids are gone. And then JT and the NSYNC or the Snakes have taken over.
Exactly.
And that's how it happened.
Exactly. I've never trusted snakes ever. I'm very adamant. I don't trust snakes because of that story.
You're like Indiana Jones, dude.
Oh yeah. Why did it have to be snakes? Why'd it have to be snakes? Anytime anybody tries to spin snakes into a positive, like Satan was a snake, don't trust it. Don't trust it.
There you go. You can't argue with that. That's why anytime people try and tell me how good of an advantage it is to have half your body be goat legs, I'm like, no, dude, that's some Satan shit.
Yeah, dude. Nobody would ever want. I can't tell you how many times that comes up, and I'm like,
know,
goat legs? No, thank you.
No, dude, that's some Satan shit.
Our next question comes from Josh Tree Cottle at Joshua Tree 713, and he says, "Who would win in a race between Speedy Gonzalez, Roadrunner, and the Flash?"
Ooh, that's a good question. I always liked Speedy Gonzalez. He was a bad motherfucker.
I was leading towards Speedy, man.
He's got the coolest name. Let's say that. Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
That's a dope name, dude.
The Flash is a cool name too, though. But wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's not the same without that last name. It seems like he's trying too hard.
Okay, share.
Speedy's like, yo, this is my name, and they gave it to me. I'm a Gonzalez, but I'm fast as fuck, so they call me Speedy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I don't trust Roadrunner, man. I just don't like. I think he's a quick guy. I don't think about distance. I think Speedy's got him if you're going on a distance race.
Yeah, it's funny. Roadrunner. I always liked Roadrunner too, man. And he could outrun, the Wiley.
He was kind of a dick.
Well, he was a dick to Wiley. I loved watching.
I mean, Wiley just wanted to hang, man. Wiley was like, "Yo, bro, I just want to maybe watch a game. Just quit painting these fake tunnels."
I mean, I guess they would give the superhero, but look, the cartoons aren't real either, so we don't know how fast they are. So
yeah,
I'm going to give it to Speedy. I'm going to give it to Speedy Gonzalez just because, you know what Speedy has, that he's got fans, dude. He's got followers. Mm-hmm. Now the Flash, he's got a bunch of dorky followers, probably like comic book guys. But I mean, as friends, he does it. But Speedy, didn't he always have like a crew? They're always cheering him on. I remember.
Yeah. He's got. I can't remember who was the sleepy guy that always had his hat down over his eyes, and he was always like he was napping. Yeah, and that guy, everybody wants that guy.
That guy probably bets on Speedy all the time. He's like future.
He's his bookie. He's the bookie.
He wins. Yeah, he wins all the time. He's the fastest. Well, that's
You're
my
Speedy. You got a bookmaker with you on your team? I'm going that
Yeah.
guy because you're obviously taking
Speedy
bets because you know your boy's going to
Gonzalez.
win. Speedy Gonzalez, easy. Sorry, Flash.
Dope name.
Sorry, Roadrunner. We're going
Yeah,
Speedy
sorry,
Gonzalez
nerd.
in that.
Nerd and Bird, you're out.
Our next one is this is an emailed one from Devin Bradenton. I don't believe Devin's written in before, so welcome to the podcast, Devin. I hope you've been listening for a while, but if this is your first time writing, appreciate it, bro. He says, s'mores, the worst first date food? Definitely not. Definitely not.
No,
there could be
dude,
so
not at
many
all.
worse foods that you eat. Like s'mores is tight. My girlfriend's a big s'mores fan. Like she
S'mores are great.
loves making s'mores. I got her for Christmas, got her a little s'mores making thing where you like put the graham crackers right there because like we don't have a fire in our apartment, obviously. So you just put it in the microwave and it like holds them on this little like hand thing, so it melts it perfectly and even.
Really?
It's nice.
I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds
It's
good.
on Amazon for like $6. It's cheap as shit.
Okay, I'll look it up.
That was a throw-in thing. That wasn't like her main thing. But like s'mores is definitely not the worst first date food. Cause like if you take a chick out and you make s'mores, like say you're at like a fire or whatever, she's like, this guy is adventurous, he's outgoing. Like it's a solid, like even if you're just eating s'mores, because then you can roast marshmallows with s'mores. Like you get a lot of options out of that.
It's romantic. Fire's romantic.
Right.
Making those could be a good thing. I mean, I think like sardines would be a gross first date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, baby, let me open this can.
See that? No big deal. I open cans. I'm a guy. That's what I do.
Drink the oil and.
Yeah. Sardines would definitely be the worst, right?
Yeah, chocolate. Girls love chocolate. Chocolate wins every time, dude.
Like if we reverse the roles, like say I'm a chick and you take me out on a date and you were like, hey, like, and you just gave me like a bag of candy and like we're just gonna eat this. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like anything candy is awesome, or anything sweet or cool like that is like, I'm in.
Hey,
I'm in.
I don't know, dude. If I, as a comic, took you out on a date and just gave you a bag of candy, people would start thinking I'm Crystalia.
Well, you did that. You know, the van was weird first, and then this. But like, man, that bummed me out so much last week because I was such a Crystalia fan.
Oh, really?
I mean, I didn't listen to his podcast or anything, but like I liked his specials and stuff like that. And it's like, fuck, man, don't do that.
Yeah, dude.
It was kind of like Louis with that whole Louis thing happened, and you're just like, fuck, not you.
Well, yeah. No offense to you, though, but I think that the Louis, though, he's already got a special come out. I think because of how strong he is, he's going to be able to survive it better. Louis
I mean, Louis was like, he was
one of the top, so it's
1, 2 probably active. Like it was him and Chappelle, I think, for the last since Chappelle came back.
Dave is so amazing now. Like I watched his other special the other day.
846.
Yeah, it was so. It was powerful.
I watched it twice the day it came out, and I just like amazing, absolutely amazing.
He's still the best, and it's funny when last time I was in San Francisco, he dropped in to the Late Show Friday. And I didn't get to, and he did an hour, and he ran through Sticks and Stones like a month before he recorded it, and it was amazing. Like I was like, oh, dude, so good. Like dude. And I've been watching him for years because after he left the show, the Chappelle Show, he went to SF for years, and he'd always be headlining there. So like a lot of us got to open for him and meet him and just watch him, and like he's so good, dude. And the thing about Dave is you just want to hear him what he has to say next. You always want to hear him. What he's got to say, even this last one, it wasn't like pop funny, but you want to hear what he has to say because he connects with people somehow.
And he just explains things, and like I'm one of those people, like I'm an idiot, so like he explains it to where like idiots like me are like, oh yeah, you're right. Like where he's like, all the cops shut up because one of them, they saw one of them, and I was like, fuck. Like it's amazing how just simple that was. That just him explaining it, you're like, there you go.
And him doing it at that time, that quickly, social distance room that he made and all that, like it was amazing. It was amazing he pulled it off like that.
I don't know if you know who Brant Tobler is. I had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and he's also another also comedian and Comedy Works right now. He's been doing that, but he hangs with Jeff Dye a lot and everything out there in LA. But he was like Dave Chappelle's just the coolest guy ever because you assume he's just a superstar and he's never gonna talk to you, but he's like if you're a fucking comic, he wants to talk to you about everything. He asks you about all your stuff, and he's like, it's the coolest thing in the world when like your idol, like one of your idols, just is talking to you about just like shooting the shit about comedy. He's like, that's one of the things about comics where it's like, if you've done the stage time, you all have that same bond, kind of like what you were talking about earlier. Comics are already you all have the same goal, so it's like.
Right.
And he's just like, you get singers, you get actors and stuff like that, and they get big heads at a certain point. And I'm sure comics sometimes, like certain comics do. But he's like, Dave Chappelle always he gives you 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You have a conversation with him. He's a great guy. He doesn't act like he's better than you. He just he cares. And he's a comedy guy. And there's guys that are there for themselves. And there's guys that are there for comedy. And Dave Chappelle, I've never heard a bad thing about Dave Chappelle.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. I would totally, I always look at it as like, we're all just coworkers. They're just way more successful.
Yeah. But he's the king right now. I would say like Dave is the king. I am very biased towards Bill Burr. Bill Burr is my favorite. Like probably like Mitch Hedberg's probably my all-time favorite just because I grew up watching. Like, I know so many of Hedberg's bits just because I've watched them on repeat over and over again. And like I like Hicks and stuff, but I think Hicks was more of like a public speaker. Although I think a lot of what Hicks did is kind of what Chappelle was doing in that 846 thing, where it was more he was talking about what's going on as opposed to it just being a stand-up thing. But like, where would you put Burr? Like Burr's got to be up there, right? He's top 10 right now.
Yeah, he's always one of my favorites too. He's always up there. I mean.
Your podcast was Who the F is Sal Calanni? And if I remember correctly, you said that was because Bill Burr was like, who the fuck is Sal Calanni?
Yeah, it's funny. I just texted him 2 weeks ago. It was his birthday, and I mentioned congrats on that. He had that new movie coming out with
King of Staten Island.
That just came out with Pete Davidson. Yeah, and he wrote, the first thing he wrote back was, who the fuck is Sal Calanni? So it's an old inside joke because the first time I worked with him, we had like 5-6 shows together in SF, and after like the first 3 shows, everyone was doing these Goodfellas references and quotes, and then I came in the green room, and there was the Bill in the middle act and the Booker. And the middle act goes, hey, Sal fucking Calanni. And Bill's like looking down. He goes, who the fuck is Sal Calanni? And I was like, oh, I am. I've been open for you the past 3 shows. He goes, I didn't know. I thought it was a Goodfellas guy. And then he went and talked about it on stage, and it was funny. And then him, me in the middle, Todd Rex, like anytime I have any interaction with those guys, that phrase always comes up. Who the fuck is Sal Calanni?
That's awesome.
So, it's pretty funny. But yeah, no, I mean, him, Chappelle. I mean, I always like Chris Rock. It's funny, Chris Rock in the late 90s was so strong. And then I loved him so much. And then to see how Dave Chappelle has, in my opinion, surpassed him. Even so, like Chris Rock would say, like, that's the one guy he would fear following. And, Burr's definitely up there. And he's cool, too. Another cool, great guy. He's always – I remember the first time I ever met Bill, like we were waiting backstage just watching him. And then he came back and sitting at the bar. And we're all like, oh, that was so good, dude. He's, oh, y'all comics? We're like, yeah. He's like, thanks, man. It means more coming from comics, you know. So, like, he was always, like, felt like a man of the people, you know. And the same with Dave. And then, like – and I remember one time I was working with Rich Voss, and Chappelle came in the green room. I'm just sitting in the green room, and Dave walks in. It's just us two. And the Punchline green room, that stuff is like small, like half the size of this room. And like, yeah, for a minute there, you don't want to just get up and start asking him questions, but you got to be cool. And you start talking.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, dude. So I was talking comedy, and man, it's funny. He told this story. I'll tell the story he said, which is so funny because Rich Voss came up to New York. You know Rich Voss?
I love Rich Voss. Him and Bonnie McFarlane, right?
Yeah. So he came up in New York, and he told this story. He's like, when I first met Rich Voss was at the DC Improv, and Rich was working, and I came over to that club, and the manager's like, oh, you got to meet this young kid, Dave Chappelle. He's really funny, you know. And he's like 15, and Rich goes, oh yeah, that's great, kid. Now go get me a coffee. So then David sits on the stage of the Punchline, and he goes, now Rich, go get me a coffee.
That's
But he
fucking
told
great.
this funny story about you like sports. He told this funny story about Rich Voss. That one time they were at a club in New York, and Rich Voss was on stage, and a lot of the New York Knicks were there, and he knew they were going to be there, and Anthony Mason was one of them. And he goes, Rich Voss pulls out a card, and he goes, "Hey, are you Anthony Mason, the New York Knicks?" He's like, "Yeah," and he gives him a marker and a card. He's like, "Hey, could you get Michael Jordan to sign this card for me?" Oh man.
Oh fuck, dude.
So
That's that's balls. That's balls. You gotta have balls to
right?
fucking do
The
that.
big ass New York Knicks. And Anthony Mason was a big dude.
Yeah, right? Fuck. That's funny as shit, dude. All right, we got one last question. I know
All
I
right,
fucking kept
one.
you for like
Let's do it,
forever.
buddy.
All right,
Yeah,
last
dude, it's not
question.
like it's hot as hell in here. No.
This is the most mysterious question asker we have. She won't explain why her name is Cassie J, the Squatch God. I don't know what the Squatch God is for, but Cassie J writes in every now and then. And Cassie's question this week is: are there more chairs or people in the world?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Just
I'd have to say
assuming, like every table has at least 4 chairs.
I mean,
But
shit, does a couch count as a chair? Because I've got.
Is a couch one chair? Or does a couch count as like
Right,
2, 3 chairs?
This is a chair. There's probably more chairs. Well, then again, in the world,
There's more chairs.
I
think there's more chairs.
There's no chairs like in an African village, like people sitting on the ground.
Just
There's
okay.
6
I'm
billion
applying the
people.
principle of musical chairs, where there's always. So I think no, wait. If I do that, then I'm wrong because there's always more people
But
than
then
chairs.
again, empty stadiums are chairs, so that's tons of chairs.
So it's a shit ton of chairs.
It has to be chairs. It has to be.
Chairs. Like, think of the Olympic villages. Think of the
Yeah, they're
Olympic
just sitting
villages
there.
that just have nothing going on. Like all
The
those
Coliseum
stadiums.
in Rome.
What are you doing there? Chairs? Nothing.
It's
Absolutely
empty
nothing.
chairs. Yeah,
There's definitely more
chairs are
chairs.
easy.
There's more chairs than
Yeah,
people
yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
That was a really good question, though. That was a very good question, Cassie. All right, at Sal Calanni, Instagram, Twitter.
I'll share you the Zoom invite so people can win this week.
It's awesome fucking
I got some
print,
other
man.
cool art pieces. Yeah, man, good stuff.
You said you're doing it Tuesday? I
Every
might hop
Tuesday.
in. I might hop in on
Please
Tuesday.
do.
Gravy Gang. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up, Gravy Gang. Let me know. This is coming
hour
out.
and a half. It'll be fun.
This is coming out Monday. Hit me up, Gravy Gang, at Alex J. Middleton. You guys know the thing. Hit me up. Hit Sal, at Sal Calanni. Tag him and be like, yo, let's get a team together. We'll get a team together. We'll fucking squad up, and then we'll just wreck trivia when Sal does it on Tuesday. All right, let's show up. Let's show them
do
that
it.
H-Town gets it. And then when this fucking pandemic is over, if you don't get your ass to Houston, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
You know, it's funny.
I got a radio. You can be on the phone. I got a radio spot for you to sell tickets. I got you.
Well, what club do I get in?
I know we always get the improv guys. Get into the fucking improv.
I got to get. Hey, I put it this way though, bro. The last time I was there, I saw you. So if I'm
you were in
there, I'm gonna
Austin.
hit you up.
That was the last time.
Yeah.
You were in Austin last time.
That's true. That's as close as I got.
Dude, we got Secret Group now. We got House of Blues is doing comedy for us here, and then we got the improv. There's quite a few places. Even if you come out on like a Monday, I'll take you to the Rudyard's mic we got there. And I know Dusty Rhodes runs it. I'll get her to put you on there. And come fucking hang in Houston. We'll figure out some shit to do when this pandemic's over.
How's your other buddy? How's he doing?
Curtis, he's still running. Yeah. Because Curtis was that was the OG. It was me and Curtis that we started it. Yeah.
Took
and
us
now
down
I'm
to
like
6th Street.
Yeah, and remember we went to that secret bar where it was like we pushed the bookshelf back and there was just like the red light room and we're like, what the fuck is this?
Remember that shot of Oxygen we did?
Yes, I've told that story so many times where like we were like, we got to go in there, and like you're like, let's go in here. What's an Oxygen shot? And he was like, it's overrated. You're like, well, we got to try it. And you're like, I feel like I just threw away $15. I was like, oh, we all did. We like they made like $80 off of us in just that shot in 5 seconds, and we were like, this is bullshit. They put like smoke under a glass, and then we like pretended to inhale it, and was like, this isn't real. This is nothing.
Such a ripoff.
But that was a lot of fun, man. That was a fun night.
Totally.
That was cool because that was like, dude, like I can't tell you, like we had done the podcast for a little bit, and like we were getting 10 listens and everything, and like I was reaching out to random comics I could find on Twitter, and like just people that would respond to me. Like you responded to me, and it meant so much that you just like hell yeah, man, I'll do it. And then like you were like I'm going to Austin, so I was like, let's fucking do that. And then you hung out with us. Like it kept us going where we didn't have anybody fucking listening, and that was one of those things. I was like, fucking, if this guy's gonna do it, like let's fucking go. So like I appreciate you for everything you've done, man. And
thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Get your ass down to fucking Houston, man. Get your ass down to fucking Houston. And at Sal Calanni, we're doing trivia on Tuesday, guys. And I love you, buddy. I appreciate you. Stay safe. And pass the gravy, you bitches.
Picture perfect, you don't need